Hello everybody, I'm your host John Rush today, my son Richard Rush behind the camera. This is the long version of this particular review, the 2015 Lexus IS350. This is the F-Sport version of that. 3.5 liter engine, 306 horsepower. Let's get right into it. Not many changes over the 2014 model year. In fact, relatively none when it comes to the exterior of the car. So take a good look around. It's still the good looking IS that it's always been. This is actually one of our favorite cars. It's nimble. It's fast, it runs great. I love the F-Sport packaging. It adds, real quick, let me tell you, $3,500 roughly is that package, and this vehicle also comes with the sound and nav package for another $2,900. So this car, as it's tested right now, as it's sitting, $50,375. It's a great looking car. The all-wheel drive works fantastic. As I said a moment ago, this is a nimble, fast, fun car to drive. We'll get into the interior room here in just a little bit, and I'll show you underneath the trunk. But I tell you what, let's go take a quick drive. We'll come back and we'll walk through all the features of the IS350 F-Sport. All right, folks, going to take a drive now in the 2015 Lexus IS350 F-Sport. So, real quick, we'll put it in reverse. And we'll show you the dynamic grid lines, where if I want to get over here to the curb, just point it in the right direction. Use the dynamic lines. The little blue line there tells me exactly where I'm at. And voila, I'm right next to the curb. Really easy. It really does help you parking. So if you're parking challenged, that works out extremely well. As I go back to just the Intune system, again, one of my favorite systems, super easy to navigate. You know, if I just want to go up here to the nav system, I hit the nav. I can speak into it. It does have the Series Ice Free right now. That is one of the things that they added for 2015. If I want to just go and change the radio, click it. You can go and change your sources up here. It's got a great system, by the way. Sounds great. They've done a really good job on this car. It just works good, sounds good. You know, I can't say enough about this car. I'll talk about that when I get to the my opinion portion. But you want to click source, text you where you want to go to, either Bluetooth or satellite or AM. But all that is there. Again, great system. It works out fantastic. I really like it. It's one of the easiest systems to use going down the road. Everything else you can control here. Dual climate. Heated and ventilated seats. I showed you that a little bit earlier, or I'll show you that, I should say, a little bit later when we go through the interior portion. Currently, you actually control those by just pushing the buttons here, and there's 3 different settings for each. That part works out well. It does have a CD slot here, cup holders, all the way the steering wheel and everything is all lined up. Pretty standard Lexus. Wipers on the right, turn signals and lights are all on the left. One of the cool features this car has, Richard, if you can zoom in, is you can hit this button here, and it slides the dial to the dash over, if you would, or the speedometer over, and then it gives you the ability on the left-hand side of the screen to actually just see more things. So we've got 25 miles to the gallon is what we've been averaging. You can just scroll through it and all the different settings that are there, what our range is, the eco indicator. And if I go back up here and hit the Sport Plus, you can see the dial actually change. We'll just leave it in the Sport Plus for now. I can move that back over, and just gives you the regular normal settings that way on the screen. So kind of a cool feature, just something that's really kind of a neat thing to have there. It does have a snow setting, and as I said, it's got Eco, Normal, Sport Plus, all controlled with this dial. So if I want to go back to normal, I just hit the button, it goes back to normal. If I want to go to Sport, 1 turn to the right, Sport Plus, 2 turns to the right, and away we go. So I'll just get on it here real quick and show you how Sport Plus works. This car just really works. It hauls the bacon, and my son Richard and I both, we get in these cars, we talk to each other. The minute we start driving them, this is one of those cars that literally you get in it, step on the gas, and it just goes. No turbo, no supercharger, all naturally aspirated, but even at our elevation, the car just works well. It's light, it's nimble, it's fast, it handles well, it runs well. The all-wheel drive system works great in the snow. Richard's wife, my daughter-in-law, actually has one of these vehicles, a 2010 version with the all-wheel drive. It works great in the snow. So this is just a great car. You can actually do the paddle shifters if you want to up here. You can actually use it over here also in the manual position. However you want to control the vehicle, Lexus gives you all those different options. It's a great car. Quiet-wise interior, not bad for a small luxury sedan. You get into the bigger Lexuses, and yes, they're a little quieter than this car. More wheelbase. You can do more with the sound deadening. That part of it works out better. So yeah, this car is going to be a little noisier than what you're going to find in, say, an ES or a GS version of the car. Is that a killer for me? Absolutely not. This car is a ball to drive. It's fun. If you're a 2-person family, don't have a lot of people in the back seat, you're not worrying about a lot of cargo, and you just want a good, sporty, fun car to drive, It'll still get you from point A to point B in bad weather. This would be a great car for you. But let's head back and we'll run through the rest of the interior. All right, we're back from the driving portion. I'm going to go through the interior now. Let me go to the trunk, pop it real quick, and it's not an automatic open. It is a knock on this car. I wish it had an automatic open. It's light, so it's easy to open, but it does not open automatically. They have covered up the hinges, which makes it look good. Fair size, interior trunk space here. It's not bad. Again, got the nice Lexus carpeted floor mats. They do a good job on the interior. Nice sound deadening around, which helps the interior comfort. And it is a nice, big opening back here in the back. So you could get probably one big check bag, a couple of small carry-ons. You'll get 3 or 4 carry-ons in it. It's not it's not a huge trunk, so just keep that in mind if you're looking at this car, because it's not, it's not a full-size car. This is what I would consider to be a very, small to mid-sized luxury sedan. So as I climb into the back seat, this seat is in the entire, is all the way back on this particular passenger side. I'm 5'10". And as I climb through, you notice this is a little bit low here. You have to watch your head. Some of you that are taller getting in and out, because this does slope back pretty pronounced right there. But getting in, they've done a good job of shaping the seats. I've got plenty of leg room. The seats are very comfortable. This is a 2-passenger rear seat. I don't care how you want to sum it up. If you have a couple of kids, whether they're in car seats or not, it's a 2-passenger rear seat, which means it's a 4-passenger vehicle. I know some are going to, there's a shoulder belt here to add a third person. You better be a really small, skinny person and like riding on the hump to be inside, to be sitting in the back seat of this car. Otherwise, you're not going to fit in it. But really nice apportionments in the inside. Got 2 vents back here for the air conditioning. As we go over here and look at the soft touch material, it's soft touch here, hard touch here, soft touch where your elbow rides, hard touch up above. Not bad. Good interior features. Again, this car is $50,000. It's in the luxury car market. They've done a good job on that, so Lexus, good job. Let me hop around to the front seat. All right, I'm now on the front seat. One thing that my son Richard just pointed out too, this seat here does go back quite a bit further than what we just showed with me sitting in the back seat. So I was sitting in the back seat. This particular seat right now is positioned for somebody that's about 5'10" to 6 foot tall. It will go back further, so if you're 6'4", 6'5", and you really need a lot of extra room, this seat does go back. In fact, Richard can probably put his fingers down there. I can't quite reach it. You can put it down there and show. This seat will go back another good solid 6 inches, which means it's going to get really tight for the person behind you. But if you really need all that extra room in the front seat, you can see how much room is now in this front seat. So I just wanted to add a note to that. I said a moment ago that it was all the way back. I apologize. It wasn't quite all the way back. We forget. These things slide back a long ways to give you really a lot of room for somebody in the front seat. And you can see why even a lot of tall people will buy this particular car because there is a lot of room in the front seat. It's got good egress, ingress coming in and out up here in the front. So as we get into the interior, nice soft touch apportionments throughout. The seats, I will tell you right now, very comfortable. They've got tons of settings. You climb in it and you just feel like you're right at home. They've done a good job on that side of the fence. Soft touch throughout the dash. Nice big center screen in the middle. They've got kind of a carbon fiber look here. This is more of a harder material. I mean, it's a soft feel and touch, but it is a harder rubbery type of a material. They include that on around into the door panel. They get soft touch when you get into where your elbow rests and so on. This particular vehicle, because of how narrow it is, there is not much when it comes to a center console. It's pretty minimal in here. You're going to get a pair of gloves, maybe some documents, very, very minor, and it has 2 very small cup holders. The thing, though, that we do love about this car, the way it drives, everything fits well. Paddle shifters, you control the Intune system right from here. One of my favorite systems as far as controlling it. All the heated and ventilated seat controls are right here, and of course your Eco, Normal, Sport, Sport Plus modes, that's all done right here with the knob. We talked about some of that in the driving portion. So tell you what, let me climb out, we'll run around, and I'll tell you my opinion of the 2015 Lexus IS350 F-Sport. All right, I'm going to give you my opinion of the 2015 Lexus IS350 F-Sport. First of all, the only way to buy these cars, in my opinion, any of the Lexuses, if they've got the F-Sport package, buy it. That's my opinion. I know that's not everybody's opinion. I think it's a great value. It gives you a lot of added features that you don't get on the normal Lexus. And I think on the resale side of the fence, a little prediction here for you, I think they'll bring more money on the resale side, which makes the F-Sport package well worth the buy. Plus, it distinguishes this car from everything else, in its segment. I just like the way it looks and drives. Get the F-Sport package. So, to say all of that, do I like the IS350? Yes, I do. This car runs well, handles well. I love the way the all-wheel drive works. This is a great car, and they wouldn't sell a gazillion of these things if they weren't a great car. Some of you are going to say, well, geez, John, the con is it's overpriced. Well, you know what? That's all in the eye of the beholder. They sell a bunch of them, so it can't be too overpriced, or they wouldn't sell as many of them as they do. So I don't really have any cons. It's a really, you know, comfortable, what I would consider to be a small luxury sedan. It's compact, it drives well, it parks well, yet it feels like you're driving a much bigger car. So that's my opinion of the 2015 Lexus IS350 F-Sport. If you're really interested in this car, you go out, drive it, and when you do, please tell them that John Rush from Drive Radio sent you.